evening, class.
Good
evening, sir.
So, as a jump start for our class this evening, let's have our prayer first. So, Lauren, take lead for our prayer. And please stand up, class.
Let's bow our head and pray.
You may now take your seats. Thank you, Lauren, for the prayer. So, again, good evening, class.
Good evening, sir.
So, may I know the students who are absent for today? Dexter?
None, sir.
Okay, so let's have our activity for this evening. So I have here puzzles on my desk, which are symbolizes for the topic of this evening. So I want you to assemble those puzzle and tell me what is it all about. So let's have our activity. You may now take your puzzles here and place it in front. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. So by seeing these images in front, which is related to our topic for this evening. So Dexter, what is the image that you have been built in your puzzle?
Sir, the image shows a walking figure.
And the walking figure explains that.
Sir, the picture shows light activity, which is walking.
Okay, thank you so much, Dexter. Let's move on to our next figure. Lauren, can you explain what is your puzzle all about?
Sir, a people riding a bicycle in the street.
And riding a bicycle, meaning,
A picture,
diretso It is moderate exercise. Kasi lang.
it is moderate exercise.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. It is moderate exercise where cycling is one of the most popular moderate exercise here in our community. As usual na din ang walking. And Mia, for the third figure,
It's your lady exercise.
exercise.
So, a lady performing extreme exercise.
Okay, it shows a person which is performing an extreme exercise. So, these three pictures are connected to our topic for this evening. Okay, so before we move on to our topic, let's have first our MET, or what we call the metabolic equivalent of task. So kindly read the presentation, Dexter.
Metabolic equivalent of task. The metabolic equivalent of task is the objective measure of the ratio of the rate at which a person expands energy relative to the mass of the person while performing some specific physical activity.
Okay, thank you so much. So, the metabolic equivalent of task simply shows that, for example, si Dexter magpa-perform ng exercises na equivalent sa kaya niya. Gets? Magpapa-exercise ka ba sa bata na 1-year-old ng dumbbell? Hindi. So, yan ang sinasabi ng metabolic equivalent of task. One person may kaya siyang gawin from another person na nakadepende sa kanilang energy. For example, ako kaya kong maglaro ng volleyball. I am 20 years old, kaya kong maglaro ng volleyball, kaya kong magbuhat ng dumbbells. Well, the other one, 1-year-old, hindi niya kayang maglaro ng volleyball and magbuhat ng dumbbells. So, lagi nating tatandaan sa metabolic equivalent of task ay ang ratio ng energy ng tao at yung kanyang physical activity na gagawin. Okay, so after met, these three images has something to do with the talk test. Ano yung talk test, Sir James? So, the idea behind the talk test is that the harder you work, the more you breathe less you become, and the harder it is to talk. So, it simply shows that, Dexter, kapag naglalakad ka, nakakapagsalita ka. Tama? Nakakapagsalita ka. Lauren, kapag nagbabike ka, nakakakanta ka pa. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Laxmia, kapag kasali ka sa triathlon, nakakakanta ka pa ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, pero hindi gaano kasi mawawalan ka ng hangin or hininga. So, yan ang ating talk test. You are going to monitor your what? Breathing. Yung daloy ng hangin sa'yo and your communication as well. Kasi kung nakakapagsalita ka pa, tawag na doon ay light activity. Kapag nakakasalita ka pa pero konti na lang, moderate. And kapag hindi ka na makapagsalita, yun na ang vigorous or ang extreme. So, yan. Dumako na tayo sa tinatawag nating light intensity. Can you read the presentation, Laxmia? Lauren.
Light intensity. Light intensity activities are those that require standing up and moving around, either in the home, workplace, or community.
Okay, thank you so much. Light intensity. Sabi niya dito, activities that are those require standing up and moving around. Anong ginagawa niyo pang araw-araw? Sweeping. Tama? Yung mga ginagawa niyo normal lang. Magbabasa ng libro, pagsi-cellphone, cooking, just like that. Tama ba? Hindi.
Tama.
Next slide. Okay, so sa ating example, nakikita naman sa ating picture ang naglalakad at anong isa? Yoga. Yoga is one example of light exercises where hindi kinakailangan ng body movement na malalaki. Extreme body movement. Okay, next slide. Moderate intensity. So, moderate intensity means that the activities require some effort, but you can still walk while doing them. What are those? Jogging. Okay, can we cite some examples of moderate? Yan, Basta. Basta. Basta.
Bigor sa akin.
Yan. Go. Basta.
Reading a bicycle, walking at moderate rate, dancing, light things, jogging.
Okay, so nabanggit dito ang dancing na moderate intensity. Zumba, moderate intensity. Nakatayo ka pa rin, pero nag-exert ka na ng more effort, not just like the light intensity. So, tandaan natin na sa moderate intensity, During moderate intensity of exercise, you're at 50 to 70% of your MHR. Ano yung MHR? Maximum
Heart rate.
heart rate. Okay, there you go. To go by the talk test, you can comfortably chat, but you can't sing anymore than a few words without running out of breath. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, nakakapagsalita ka pa pero hindi na masyado. Tama? Nakakapagkanta ka pa pero sakto na lang. Hindi gaya dito sa light activity na kahit nagluluto ka, nakakanta ka. Gets? Tignan natin ang example. Ayan. So, pinakita dito ang running and cycling na nasa gym. Anong tawag dyan? It is a kind of treadmill. Cycling mill. Mill. M-I-L-L. Okay, next slide. Vigorous intensity. Basa.
Vigorous intensity. Vigorous intensity means that the activity leads to harder breathing or puffing and panting, depending on your fitness. Your MHR during a high-intensity workout is 70 to 85%. And to go by the talk test, you can't say any more than a few words without having a pause to breath.
Okay, sabi nga natin kanina, ang vigorous intensity, meaning yung mga activities na mahihirapan ka ng huminga. Triathlon. Sir, ano yung triathlon? Sa una, tumatakbo kayo, running. And sa second station, swimming. And the third station, cycling. That is what we call triathlon na isa sa mga considered as vigorous intensity where your breathing is not that easy. And sabi dito, your maximum heart rate during high intensity workout is 70 to 85%. Mabilis na. Mabilis na yung pagtibok ng puso kasi pagod na yung katawan sa activity na pinaperform ninyo. And to go by the talk test, you can't say anymore more than a few words. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, makakakanta ka pa pero konting-konti na lang. Makakapagsalita ka na pero hindi na masyado. Okay, next slide. Ayan, sa ating example ay ang triathlon and ano yung isa? Anong tawag?
Weightlifting.
Okay, weightlifting. Bakit sinali sa weightlifting sa vigorous activity? Kasi nire-require nito ang buong body na gumalaw. Okay, let's have our summary. What is the MET or the metabolic equivalent of task? The objective of this is to measure the person's energy that is equivalent to their age or the body build. Next, light intensity. What is light intensity? Light intensity are those that require standing up and moving around either in the home, workplace, or community. Moderate intensity means that the activities require more effort, and the vigorous activities that are harder to do. I don't know yung last. So, as an additional, for maximum health benefits, the goal is to work hard but not too hard. Described as moderate intensity by the Australia's Physical Activity and Sedentary Behavior Guidelines. If you have medical conditions, ayan, sa metabolic equivalent, kapag may sakit yung bata, dapat piliin mo yung activity na suitable para sa kanya. And next, so for your activity for this evening, bring out your one whole sheet of paper and answer the following questions on the PowerPoint presentation. And for your assignment, this would be your assignment to be passed on our next meeting. So you're going to research and have some advanced reading on the types of exercises and its benefits. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's call it a day and thank you so much for your cooperation.
Closing prayer. Guys, here.
Oops.